Guys, this is Sarah, and I just wanted to give you a quick mid-summer tour of our garden in this crazy 110 Texas weather. Okay, starting over here, we did have cucumbers in here, and it was just way too hot. The cucumbers did not do well at all, and they eventually just died without giving us a single cucumber. And then over here we have sweet potato vines doing great, and this is our first year growing sweet potatoes ever. It was one of those where I had a sweet potato on the kitchen counter that I'd completely forgotten about, and it started rooting and everything else. So we decided to plant it and just see what would happen. And as you can tell, the sweet potatoes have taken over, but we have some cantaloupes trying to go here, and I think that they're actually enjoying the shade that the sweet potatoes are giving them. Over here, I did have yellow squash and zucchini growing, and they died from squash borers, and I've been successful in past years getting a few squash before the squash borers arrive, but this year it just did not happen, and we had a whole bunch of other stuff going on, so I didn't even want to replant the squash. Over here we have our tomato plants. I'm going to be working on them. Hopefully today. We'll see. The heat might get to me too much, but right now they are battling flea beetles, and the name has completely lost to me. Spider mites. There we go. So yeah. So all of this is just, I think it's a combination of spider mites and flea beetles, and probably even the heat. So my goal is to just keep them alive through the summer, and hopefully this fall we will get tomatoes. The peppers, on the other hand, are doing great. We have some Cajun bell peppers that I don't know if they're supposed to be this size or if they're supposed to be the regular size of the bell peppers, but I really like their flavor. And then my husband's jalapenos, he absolutely loves these guys. So we have more jalapeno plants than anything else, and they're all doing great. And then over here is our herb garden and strawberries. I originally planted this dill right here to make dill pickles with. The cucumbers didn't do so well, and the swallowtail butterflies laid their eggs on it, so the swallowtail caterpillars got to enjoy the dill before they ran off somewhere else. Hopefully they found more food. And then over here we have strawberries intertwined. We have strawberries intertwined with oregano and thyme. And right here is basil. I was trimming it and letting the trimmings grow more roots so I could plant it. But now, as I trim it, I'm just hanging it up to dry so that I can have basil throughout the fall and winter. Here, kale is normally a fall plant, but the boys asked me to plant kale, and so I did. It was struggling, but now that the mint has grown, it is doing great. And so I think the mint is providing the kale the shade that it needs. So, and over here we have first year asparagus, and honestly they've been neglected. They're all still doing great. They're nice and green. We did have 24 plants, and only 23 of them came up, which I think that's really good odds. So next year, so the plan is this fall to completely fill this bed with a mixture of compost and manure, and I will plant carrots throughout. And then in the springtime, once the asparagus starts to sprout again, we can take one stalk from each plant, and then after that we have to let it grow its ferns, and then the third year we can take all of them except for one. And then over here we have green beans, and they are doing great. They were giving me lots and lots of green beans, except once the heat got here they stopped. So again, my plan is to just keep them alive, and then hopefully this fall I will get lots of green beans, hopefully lots more.